Welcome back to Cinemax. Today we're diving deep into the 2017 South Korean thriller, A Day. Directed by Cho Sun-ho, this is a movie that takes the glossy concept of the time loop and drowns it in pure, unfiltered grief and rage. This is not a comedy, this is a relentless, tightly wound puzzle box where the loop isn't a glitch in the universe, it's a weapon. The movie opens on a plane. Jun-young wakes up just before landing. A flight attendant recognizes him, asks for an autograph and snaps a photo. It's a nice ego boost, but Jun-young is distracted. He's anxious. You see, today is his daughter Eun-jung's birthday and he missed it. He calls her from the airport and you immediately hear the pain in the conversation. Jun-young says, "Eun-jung, I'm back. I'm on my way to you right now." Eun-jung responds, her voice skeptical over the phone. "You always say that. You're always busy. My friends, their fathers buy them chicken and gifts. You're a pabo, an upper pabo, a stupid daddy." It's a heartbreaking start. She calls him a silly father. He promises to buy her chicken and gifts to make up for it. They agree to meet at a specific intersection. But on the way out of the airport, Jun-young's doctor instincts kick in. He sees a young boy choking on a piece of hard candy. He stops, performs a quick maneuver, and saves the kid's life. The crowd applauds. He's a hero again. But that 1-minute delay costs him everything. He drives toward the meeting point. Traffic is jammed. He sees a major car accident up ahead. A taxi has T-boned another vehicle. Being a doctor, he rushes out to help the driver of the car. The driver is bleeding from the head, but Jun-young stabilizes him. Just as he thinks he's handled the situation, he notices a crowd gathering on the other side of the street. A body lying on the pavement. He walks over, and the world stops. It's his daughter. Eun-jung, who was walking to meet him, was hit by the very taxi involved in the crash. She's dead. He holds her lifeless body, screaming. The watch on his wrist reads 12:30 p.m. And then he gasps. He's back on the plane. The flight attendant is asking for the autograph again. The boy is choking on the candy again. It's a time loop, and he has 30 minutes to live through. Now Jun-young doesn't accept this immediately. Loop 1, Loop 2, Loop 3. He tries different things. First, he tries to warn his daughter on the phone, but fate intervenes. In one loop, he tries to drive there faster, but gets stuck. In another, he actually gets to his daughter, hugs her, and thinks he's saved her, only for her to be hit by a different car. The universe wants her dead at 12 o'clock sharp. But here's where A Day throws its first genius curveball. Jun-young realizes he isn't the only one who knows this day is repeating. Cut to the crash site. Every single loop, an ambulance arrives. The paramedic who jumps out is a young man named Lee Min-chul, played by Byun-yo Han. Every time, Min-chul runs to the taxi first, not the child on the ground. He's looking for someone inside. In one loop, Jun-young watches as Min-chul pulls the body of a pregnant woman out of the wrecked taxi. It's his wife, Mi-kyung. Jun-young notices something strange. While the whole world moves like clockwork on the same path, Min-chul is acting differently. He's frantic. He's looking at Jun-young with knowing eyes. Min-chul grabs Jun-young and says, You're different. You're not doing the same thing as yesterday. You remember, don't you?" Jun-young, shocked, replies, You're stuck too?" Min-chul says, "My wife is in that taxi. Every day I watch her die. I can't stop it alone. We have to work together." This is the core of the movie. Two broken men teaming up. Min-chul's wife is the passenger in the taxi that kills Jun-young's daughter. They are linked by tragedy. In one loop, they try putting the taxi driver, a man named Kang Shik, on a different route. But the accident still happens. They try blocking the road. The accident still happens. The taxi driver seems possessed. He speeds up when he sees the girl, almost like he's doing it on purpose. Wait, is he doing it on purpose? Up until now, we thought this was a natural disaster, but during one loop, Min-chul decides to chase down the taxi before the crash. He pulls up beside the driver, Kang Shik, and sees a notebook on the passenger seat. Scrawled on the page are 2 addresses and 2 photos. A photo of Jun-young's daughter, Eun-jung, and a photo of Min-chul's wife, Mi-kyung. This isn't an accident. This is a targeted murder. Jun-young and Min-chul confront the reality. The loop is being caused by someone who wants these 2 women dead, and he wants it to happen at exactly 12 p.m., forcing their loved ones to witness it. But why? Who did they wrong? The answer lies in a flashback to 3 years ago. This is the massive twist that recontextualizes everything. Jun-young confronts the taxi driver in one of the loops. Jun-young demands, "Why are you doing this? Why my daughter?" Kang Shik, the taxi driver, played by Yoo Jae-myung, looks at him and says, "You don't remember me, do you, Doctor?" Jun Young asks, "Remember you?" Kang Shik explains, "3 years ago, my son, Haru, he was in an accident. Your ambulance driver over there, Min Chul, he caused it. He was late getting to the hospital. My son was declared brain dead. And you were the surgeon." Matt, let me pause right there. This is the darkest, most Shakespearean layer of the story. 3 years ago, Min Chul was driving an ambulance. He got into a minor accident that delayed the transport of a critical patient, a young boy named Haru. The boy ended up at the hospital where Jun Young worked, but he was already brain dead. At the exact same time, Jun Young's daughter, Eun Jung, was dying of heart failure. She needed a transplant immediately. A donor heart was supposed to arrive, but the donor backed out at the last second. Desperate, Jun Young looked at the brain-dead boy in the next room. Haru was a perfect match for Yoon Jung, but the father, the taxi driver Kang Shik, refused to donate his son's organs. He was too grief-stricken. So, what did Jun Young, the famous hero doctor, do? He falsified the documents. He listed Haru as an official donor, harvested his heart, and saved his own daughter's life. Kang Shik cries out, "You stole my son's heart! You cut it out of him while I was signing papers! You saved your daughter by killing mine! My Haru, he was still warm!" Jun Young defends himself. "He was dead! He was brain dead! I saved a life!" Kang Shik says, "No, you stole a life. Now I'm going to take it back. I'm going to stop that heart." This is a revenge plot. Kang Shik planned this for 3 years. He wanted to kill the daughter to destroy the stolen heart, and he wanted to kill Min Chul's wife to make Min Chul feel the same loss he felt. He chose the same day, the same hour. He succeeded, but he died too in the crash. But here's the supernatural twist that elevates a day from a generic thriller to a tragic fantasy. The time loop isn't being generated by the taxi driver, Kang Shik. It's being generated by his dead son, Haru. Think about it. Haru's heart is living inside Yoon Jung. Every time Yoon Jung dies, Haru's heart stops again. But Haru's spirit doesn't want revenge. Kang Shik, the father, thinks killing the girl will give his son peace. But Haru is a child. He just wants his father to stop. Haru creates the 30-minute loop so that Jun Young and Min Chul can potentially save the day, not to save their own families, but to save Haru's father from himself. The loop will only end when Kang Shik survives the crash and forgives them. In the climax of the movie, Jun Young realizes the truth. During the final loop, he doesn't try to call the police on Kang Shik. Instead, as the taxi speeds toward his daughter, Jun Young stands in the middle of the road. He makes himself the target. Jun Young stands in front of the speeding taxi and says, I'm sorry for what I did to your son. I was a father trying to save his daughter. You would have done the same. You're doing the same. But this isn't what Haru wants." Kang Shik, inside the taxi, foot on the gas, sobbing, yells, "Get out of the way! I have to do this. It's the only way I can make things right." Jun Young replies, "Haru is still here. His heart is beating right now. If you kill her, you kill the last piece of him. Is that what a father does?" Min Chul, using the ambulance, forces the taxi to swerve. The car crashes, but this time, nobody dies. Kang Shik survives. Jun Young, bleeding from a near hit, runs to Yoon Jung. She's alive. The loop clock hits 12:30 and time moves forward. The spell is broken. The ending of a day is bittersweet and profoundly Korean in its focus on moral consequences and acceptance. In the aftermath, Jun Young doesn't run away. He holds his daughter, yes, but then he does something he's been dreading for 3 years. He turns to Kang Shik, the grieving father who just tried to murder his daughter. Jun Young says, "I'm going to turn myself in." Kang Shik, surprised and still broken, asks, "What?" Jun Young continues, "The organ trafficking, the fraud. I stole your son's heart. I was wrong. A life saved by a lie isn't a life saved." Jun Young goes to the police. He publicly confesses his crime. Min Chul also accepts his negligence. And Kang Shik, he is arrested for attempted murder, but he finds peace. Why? Because Haru's heart is still beating. His son isn't gone. In the final shot of the movie, we see a flashback or a spiritual epilogue. Jun Young speaks to his daughter. Jun Young says, "Yoon Jung, from now on, Appa promises to always buy you chicken and gifts on your birthday, and tell Haru thank you for me every single day." The film closes on the idea that the time loop was an act of divine mercy from a dead child who had every right to be angry but chose peace instead. It wasn't about physics or parallel universes, it was about karmic debt. So, Cinemax viewers, what makes A-Day stand out in the crowded time loop genre? First, the structure. Most time loop movies, like Happy Death Day, which coincidentally came out the same year, use the loop to hide a mystery. A Day uses the loop to expose a sin. The loop isn't a scientific anomaly, it's a confession booth. The characters don't win by being smart, they win by admitting they were wrong. Second, the emotional brutality. Early in the film, Jun-young actually hits the skip button on saving the choking boy at the airport because he needs those extra seconds to run to his daughter. The hero doctor leaves a child to die to save his own. This shows how the loop corrupts even the best of us. And finally, the themes. The movie tackles the ultimate trolley problem. Jun-young stole organs from a dead boy to save his dying daughter. Was he right? The movie says no, but it understands why he did it. It introduces a cycle of violence. Min-chol's ambulance accident leads to Haru's death, which leads to Jun-young's crime, which leads to Kang-shik's revenge. The only way to break a cycle of violence, the movie argues, is the total sacrifice of the ego. You would have done it, too, as a father, Jun-young says to Kang-shik. And Kang-shik's reply is, and you would willing do what I did too, as a father. They are mirrors of each other. The time loop forced them to look into that mirror for what felt like an eternity, until they finally blinked. A Day is a tightly wound 90-minute thriller that never lets go, but it leaves you with a heaviness that stays long after the credits roll. The time loop in this universe is the heartbeat of a dead child, refusing to stop until his father finds peace. It's poetic, tragic, and utterly devastating. That's the full story of A Day. Have you seen this one? Do you think Jun-young's punishment was enough, or did he deserve the loop to continue? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mechanics of time travel thrillers, smash that like button and subscribe to Cinemax for more movie explanations. We bring you the hidden gems you won't find on mainstream Netflix lists. Stay tuned, stay cinematic. This is Cinemax, and I'll see you in the next loop.